How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another video. And as you know, the Tokyo Game Show has been announced for Xbox. I said it was going to be announced. I said they were going to do what they did last year, not so much attend the actual event per se, but actually have their own thing going on and their own little video and basically their own showcase. They do this all the time. It's basically a money saving thing. I do think that they should actually make an effort to be at the Tokyo Game Show. I think they should make an effort to have a presence there and actually, have booths there that promote these games to the wider audience rather than just a video. It just has that much more big of an impact, and it shows that they're actually, there and interested in that market. But it is what it is, and they're doing exactly what they did last year, and I suspect they'll be doing this every year going forward. But they do have a showcase that's going to be announced, that's going to be present. So I wanted to talk about it and what we can expect. There was a snippet from Jez Gordon I want to play out as well, and there's a couple of other games that could actually turn up. So let's dive into the video. So for those of you that don't know, this will be live on September the 26th at 11 AM BST. Now I am going to try and stream this. This is unfortunately during the day, so I'm going to try and be there for this. I'm going to set something up nearer the time when I know that I can actually be available. But hopefully I can. This shouldn't take any more than half an hour to 45 minutes. At least that's what I'm hoping. But hopefully I'll see you there. But Xbox's presentation is a digital broadcast, so it means that it's a pre-recorded show. So I can't imagine it taking any more than half an hour to an hour. So hopefully I can make that in time for it. Now, of course, a lot of rumor is going around, the talk of Final Fantasy appearing on Xbox. And if you remember, about 6 months ago, maybe a little less, maybe 5, I actually said that Final Fantasy 16, I've been told, confirmed that Final Fantasy 16 is coming to Xbox. Of course, not many people believe me because, it is just the way it is. But now we've got Jez Gordon here actually corroborating, but I do think he's getting a few things wrong here, and I'm going to explain why. But let's listen to the actual dialogue and we can go through it.
I heard that the whole slate's on the docket, including Final Fantasy 7 and 16 and Pixel remasters. So there was a lot of people were wondering, is Sony locked down Final Fantasy 7 forever? I've heard that is not the case.
So Final Fantasy 7 being locked down forever was never ever the case. I don't know why people think that. It's never the case. Final Fantasy 7, from my understanding, has been locked down until the trilogy is released. Once the trilogy is released, then you'll likely see Final Fantasy 7 on Xbox. But in terms of it being locked down indefinitely, that's just not a thing.
And that Final Fantasy 7 will eventually come to Xbox. I don't know when it will.
Once the trilogy is complete.
And I don't know if it will be in the first wave. What I would personally expect is that you'll probably be able to expect Pixel remasters and maybe Final Fantasy 16 initially.
See, when he says maybe Final Fantasy 16, I'm pretty sure. I've been told quite reliably that 16 is coming to Xbox. Now, the Pixel remasters is the one that I would say I'm more of a maybe on, because Square Enix, for some reason, really doesn't feel like they want to release that version on Xbox. But I'm hoping they do. But 16 is definitely on its way.
I think for Square Enix right now, Final Fantasy 16 is more relevant than Final Fantasy 7 Remake, and they can't really. There's something they need to work out when it comes to Final Fantasy 7 Remake, is because it's you got Remake and then it's into Rebirth, right? Yeah. You can't release them. You can't. You've got to. There's a bit more thought process to go in there with how.
And what he's meaning by that, where he's stumbling, is essentially, you can't release Remake now and then wait 3 years for Rebirth and then wait another 3 years for whatever the third one is called. Essentially, it's going to be best if they release these pretty much all at the same time as one digital bundle for say like $100, or sell them separately, whatever. But there'll be like a collection for all three, like Square Enix did with Remake and Rebirth for PlayStation. They'll probably sell them all three separately and then offer like a bundle for all three. But I think they'll be arriving very, very like very close and succinct.
You release those games on Xbox, I think, and maybe there is still some exclusivity stuff around Rebirth, especially because it's a bit more recent. So yeah, I do think 7 Remake will come to Xbox, but I think at least initially it's going to be Pixel Remasters and 16.
Which is pretty much what I've been saying for the past 5 months. I mean, I've been told that 16 is in development. I've been told 16 is coming to Xbox. And didn't know anything about Pixel Remaster because that game just... No one really... It's one of those things that it's just weird, right? It's so easy to port it to Xbox. It takes like almost no effort. But why isn't it on there is crazy. But... that's the news when it comes to Final Fantasy. I suspect Final Fantasy 16 and Pixel Remasters will actually be shown by Square Enix at the Tokyo Game Show. So that's what I think is going to happen. So I expect these two to actually show up, and that's going to be a big win for Xbox if it actually does. Now, a lot of talk has been happening with Transformers Fall of Cybertron and Transformers The Dark Spark. Apparently you can download it. It's more like a placeholder. These games have been kind of on the cards to come. They're Activision published games. There's a bit of legal rights going on with it. Hasbro has come out and said that they'd love for these games to come back into the modern gaming era and for people to play them. Really good games, really solid games. They hold through the test of time and they just are a spectacle to play through. I suspect that we may... I don't know if we're going to hear about these in the Tokyo Game Show. I kind of hope we do because it would be kind of cool. But the news around Transformers games coming to Xbox is related to these back compact games, and hopefully we will see them soon rather than later. But they are in the works of being ported over. This is part of Sarah Bond's whole shtick about bringing back the team to do backwards compatibility. It is mainly focused on the ABK games, so good luck, and hopefully we'll see that soon. Now this one is weird, right? Pragmata has been announced, or was revealed 4 years ago today, and since then we know nothing about this game, or virtually nothing. It looks interesting, it definitely caught my eye. I like the aesthetics, I like the design. It just looks really cool. It's pretty much the sort of thing that I've been looking forward to. I think this game could be absolutely, amazing. It's got the potential to really wow the audience, and I hope it's actually as interesting as it looks. Obviously, this trailer doesn't reveal much, but it's enough for me to be excited about it. Now, the problem is, it's been 4 years. Hopefully, at the Tokyo Game Show, we will actually see something for this, because I think it's about time that we actually do. Now, this game obviously isn't exclusive to any platform as of right now, and hopefully the Xbox will get this day one, but it does look rather awesome, and I am very, very, very looking forward to this. I mean, just the trailer itself just looks so awesome. It's almost like they're living in some kind of cocoon in space. It just looks great. It looks great. But either way, hopefully we'll get some news on this finally at the Tokyo Game Show, whether it's at the Xbox Expedition or just in general, but we'll see. So this one isn't so much as a Tokyo Game Show thing, but I did want to mention it because this one is quite cool. Well, not so cool, but I guess it's a win for Xbox fans because it does look like Space Marines 2 just runs better on Xbox than it does on PS5. And it's not a small bit better either, as we'll see here.
Tutorial, fine, as expected. But then you get to the pit in the first military base, and suddenly we're at the 60 FPS line, and we're thinking, alright, well, what's going on here? Is this you know, how is this such an increase? But it is what it is. There are still drops. There are dips into the 50s, mid 50s, but nothing on the level. Like, we're looking at a 10 to 15 FPS boost over the PS5 version, which is significant. Like, that is the difference for me between this game being playable as a 60 FPS mode with a bit of an assistance from VRR if you have that supported. Whereas PS5, the VRR window is obviously reduced to 48 to 60. Series X has a wider range there, and and it has tutorial, fine.
As you can see, it's pretty clear that if you're looking to play Space Marines 2, the PS5 is just not the way to go for this. PC and Xbox is guaranteed the way to go. And yeah, that's pretty awesome. But that, as they say, is that, because that's all I have for this video. Hopefully we'll hear about Pragmata, and I'm hoping we're going to find out a few more things about the Japanese games. As you're aware, the Xbox has been selling really well over in Japan, especially with the PS5 price hike. It's actually made the Xbox console a lot more enticing with Game Pass. It's just becoming the more affordable platform to buy games for and to play. And as long as these big games from Square Enix, Capcom, Konami, and so forth continue to arrive day one on the Xbox, or maybe some even exclusive to the Xbox ecosystem, doesn't necessarily mean it has to be on Game Pass, just exclusive to the Xbox console. These games could actually push, you know, Xbox more in Japan because they desperately need it. So I'm excited for Tokyo Game Show. I hope you're excited for it. Hopefully I'll be able to stream it as well. But that's it. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let's have that discussion, and I will see you in the next one. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Remain legend.